The past of NCIS suggests that Gibbs might come out of retirement due to a particular character. Following Mark Harmon's character's retirement from the Major Case Response Team, NCRT, in NCIS Season 19, the former special agent in charge has not been seen in the franchise. Mark Harmon is a crucial part of the NCIS storyline, having served as the show's face for 19 years during its original run. His return seems certain. The actor has not yet played his character again on screen, despite the fact that he will be returning to the program to narrate the NCIS Origins spin-off. Other NCIS characters have risen forward to fill the vacuum left by Mark Harmon's departure from the role to pursue other projects. Larry Jeffrey Gibbs' return to any NCIS spin-off series should be handled with caution. The franchise would need to follow the same purpose-driven narrative for Mark Harmon's return to the role as it did for Tony DiNozzo's exit. Gibbs' comeback will depend on the character having a strong cause to create flux in the NCIS universe, and the most recent NCIS spin-off may have one. Ziva may be the original NCIS character capable of luring Gibbs out of retirement, according to history. In Shalom, the first episode of NCIS Season 4, Ziva saw an explosion while traveling to work in a red Mini Cooper. 2 FBI agents and a Syrian colonel were slain in a Mossad-style attack. Ziva discovered the culprit after arriving at the crime site swiftly. However, she let him go after learning that he was a former student who she had believed to be deceased. After being falsely accused of the explosion-related deaths, Ziva is compelled to flee. Ziva fled while being detained by Mossad in order to start clearing her own name. As the episode demonstrated, Ziva turned to the only people she could trust, Gibbs and NCIS, rather than Mossad. When she got in touch with Abby at NCIS, she promised to assist Ziva in obtaining Gibbs' number. Since his retirement at the conclusion of NCIS Season 3, when the team was unable to prevent a terrorist attack aboard a Navy ship, Gibbs has not been in communication with the team. In the end, Ziva gave Gibbs a call and told him she needed him to save her. At first, he seemed to imply that since Gibbs was in Mexico, he was unable to assist Ziva. After almost dying in an explosion in Season 3, Episode 23, Hiatus Part I, which left Gibbs in a coma and left him with significant amnesia for the majority of the double episode, the team leader retired to a beachside tropical retreat. In an effort to stop another explosion, the crew tried to identify the culprit while Gibbs battled to recall what had happened. It was already too late when Gibbs was able to act after regaining consciousness. The group failed, and on a Navy ship, a bomb went off. The tragedy affected Gibbs so much that he decided to leave NCIS, appointing Tony as the new team leader. In hiatus, after Gibbs reunited with NCIS Special Agent Mike Franks, he at last comprehended how his mentor and old colleague could quit a position where he could be saving lives. Reliving the loss of his wife and daughter, along with his own failure to halt the attack, upset Gibbs to such an extent that he went to Mike's beach house in Mexico to stay with him. Despite their arguments about what needs to be fixed to the property, Gibbs seemed happy with his life in Mexico with Franks at the start of NCIS Season 4. Like Franks at the conclusion of Season 3, Gibbs no longer wants to be connected with NCIS work or hear from his old coworkers. Gibbs dismissed Ziva's request to come out of retirement with great contempt when he received it. However, almost immediately, Ziva's impassioned plea to Gibbs caused him to have a change of heart, which makes sense given the past between Gibbs and Ziva. Because Ziva saved his life in Kill Ari Part D, Season 3, Episode 2, Gibbs and Ziva have a special bond. It's one of the best NCIS episodes because Ziva had a great introduction to the show following the murder of Caitlin Todd, and she developed a deep character development that culminated in her killing Ari Haswari, the show's antagonist. Ziva eventually discovered that Ari had betrayed Mossad, despite her initial involvement with NCIS being to protect Ari. The team leader immediately respected Ziva after she killed Ari to spare Gibbs's life. When Ziva joined the team as a Mossad liaison officer in Season 3, Episode 4, Silver War, Gibbs recognized that her gallantry early in the assignment had made her an equal. In the elevator, Gibbs had a conversation that suggested he considered Ziva to be on par with him. He made it seem as though he valued Ziva differently, even though he would still need to treat her like the other team members. This probably laid the groundwork for Gibbs's bond with Ziva, which leads to Gibbs treating Ziva as his daughter.